Look at your face, or think about the modern world around you. Every single day, millions of men pick up a piece of sharp steel, drag it across their skin, and scrape away their facial hair. We take it for granted. We think it's just a modern routine to look clean. But have you ever stopped to think about how terrifying this choice actually is? No other creature on Earth willingly cuts its own protective hair. To nature, your beard is a shield. It keeps you warm. It protects your jaw from impact. It screams dominance. Yet, tens of thousands of years ago, right in the freezing depths of the Ice Age, our ancestors looked at their reflection in a pool of water, picked up a razor-sharp rock, and decided to scrape their own skin raw. Why? Why would a primitive human, fighting for survival against woolly mammoths and saber-toothed cats, waste precious time and risk bleeding to death just to get a clean shave? This isn't about looking good. This was a brutal, bloody evolutionary choice, and the truth behind it will completely change how you look at human history. To understand the birth of the razor, we have to travel back to a world covered in thick ice. Life back then was a daily war against freezing temperatures. You would think that having a thick, massive beard was a massive survival advantage, but evolutionary biologists and anthropologists discovered something shocking. When an ancient human went out to hunt in sub-zero temperatures, their heavy breath would mix with the freezing air. That moisture didn't just evaporate. It trapped itself inside the thick facial hair, turning into solid, heavy icicles. Think about that for a second. You are chasing prey, and your own beard is freezing solid against your skin. It causes severe frostbite, cracks your flesh open, and introduces deadly bacterial infections. In a world with zero medicine, a frozen beard was literally a death sentence. Anthropological discoveries from deep European caves show that our ancestors realized this danger very early on, but they didn't have steel. They didn't have running water or soothing shaving creams. So, what did they do? They used the most brutal tools available. Let us look at the hard archaeological evidence. Excavations across ancient sites have uncovered the very first razors ever created by human hands. They were made from flint and obsidian, volcanic glass that can be knapped to an edge so incredibly sharp, it is literally thinner and sharper than modern medical scalpels. They would handcraft these volcanic glass blades, press them against their cheeks, and carefully slice the hair away from the root. One wrong move, one slip of the hand in a dark cave, and you slice open your jugular vein. But it gets even more intense. Archaeology shows that in coastal regions, humans used sharpened clamshells as tweezers. They didn't just cut the hair, they grabbed the facial hair and ripped it out from the roots, one by one. Later, as we entered the Bronze Age around 5,000 years ago, the very first metal razors appeared in ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia. Solid bronze and gold blades, circular and sharp, specifically forged to keep the face completely bare. This brings us to a massive psychological shift. Shaving evolved from a freezing survival tactic into a supreme tool of human psychology and power. Why did it continue? Once the Ice Age ended, why didn't humans just grow their beards back? Because facial hair became the ultimate tactical liability in human-on-human warfare. Historical analysis of ancient battle strategies reveals a brutal truth. In hand-to-hand combat, a long beard is nothing but a handle for your enemy to grab. If an enemy warrior grabs your beard, they control your head. If they control your head, your throat is wide open for a spear. Alexander the Great, one of the most ruthless military minds in history, understood this perfectly. Before the famous Battle of Gaugamela, he issued a strict, non-negotiable command to his entire Macedonian army: shave your faces completely clean. He stripped his enemies of the ability to grab his men by the hair. Clean-shaven faces became the signature look of the world's most disciplined, unstoppable, conquering machine. But there is an even deeper, more human reason. When you shave, you expose your facial expressions. Micro-expressions of trust, confidence, and emotion become fully visible to your tribe. It allowed early human communities to communicate faster, build deeper bonds of trust, and cooperate without words. Shaving wasn't just a physical change. It was a social technology that helped build civilizations. So, the next time you look in the mirror, or the next time you see a clean-shaven face, look past the modern surface. You are not looking at a simple style trend. You are looking at a brilliant, ancient legacy forged in the shadows of the Ice Age. You are looking at a survival strategy that required our ancestors to press volcanic glass against their skin just to stay alive. It is a living testament to human ingenuity, a reminder that we are the only biological group on this planet that looks at our own nature, overrides it, and reshapes ourselves to conquer the world. We scraped away our wild shields to build something greater, civilization. Stay curious, stay sharp, and never look at history the same way again.